10 years from now, the evil practitioners of the blood demon cult who had remained hidden from the world, united with forces from the Northern Sea, Ice Palace, the Patala Palace, and even the Ghost Palace built by the nomadic tribes. Their target was none other than the Central Plains and the Emperor himself. Some of their forces emerged from the eastern regions of Murim, setting into motion their grand conspiracy, the annihilation of Murim. Their first step was to eliminate the most renowned sects and great families, and now their focus had shifted to this very place, the esteemed Jeagle family at this moment. The protagonist thought, now that things have come to this, I just want to live a peaceful life. His expression tensed up. However, at this rate, he might be the first one to die here before he could dwell on. A thunderous voice rang out. "You bastard!" A sudden impact followed. "Arga!" His father lunged at him, not in anger, but to embrace him. "Why the hell did you get injured like this?" his father exclaimed. Dumbfounded, the protagonist stood frozen. Then, without realizing it, a tear slipped from his eye as he hugged his father. "They should be my parents. It's impossible for this couple to scold their son." Like this later, he lay on the bed while his mother tended to his wounds. "This feels weird. He thought they're treating me as their real son and worrying about me. If I told them the truth, they wouldn't believe me or accept it. Living as their son might be the best choice for them and for my future." Clenching his fists, he sat up and spoke firmly. "Father, mother, I feel ashamed to say this now, but I will stop." Wandering around, his father looked at him in shock. "What are you saying all of a sudden? Don't tell me you hit your head," his mother, skeptical, asked. "How much do you owe this time?" The protagonist sighed. "I'm not saying this because I committed some great mistake. Is that what they thought?" "Huh." Taking a deep breath, he suddenly declared, "I've come to a realization. I'm going to reflect on my mistakes and live. A new life, father? I will change." His father, still doubtful, narrowed his eyes. "So you're going to see that man who calls himself young warrior Beck tomorrow?" "Yes, father," the protagonist replied. "I've reflected on my faults in that incident, and I'll ensure he receives proper compensation." His father sighed. "All right, I'll cover the costs. But are you certain you can resolve this issue on your own?" "Yes, father." His father let out a chuckle. Is the sun going to rise in the west tomorrow?" The protagonist felt sweat trickle down his forehead. Even after everything his foolish son has done, he still remains composed behind that calm smile. Lies a man braver than any martial artist? "No, this isn't just bravery just then," the protagonist asked hesitantly. "Father, may I request one more thing?" "Go ahead," his father replied. "I'd like to access the hidden vault inside the Heavenly Scale Archives." His father's expression darkened. The Heavenly Scale Archives. He thought a treasure trove of the great Jeagle family, containing vast ancient knowledge, astronomy, geography, battle formations. It is the very foundation of our family's prestige. The protagonist remained determined that vault contains my most wanted fortuitous encounter. His father placed a hand on his chin. "You already know that the hidden vault isn't a place open to just anyone. Can I take this as your intention to compete for the position of family head?" The protagonist quickly responded with all due respect. "It isn't, father." "If it isn't," his father said firmly, "then I can't allow you to enter unless you are determined enough to go that far. That place is off limits as expected." "This won't be easy, huh?" The protagonist clenched his fists, but maintained his composure. "Just because I can't give you a definitive answer right now doesn't mean I take the significance of the hidden vault lightly, father. I simply wish to learn more about the greatness of our family." That, of course, was a lie right now. Protecting myself was already more than enough. His father remained unmoved. "You don't need to enter the hidden vault to do that, but I won't be able to find our ancestors' records anywhere else." The protagonist insisted. "I'd like to read those records, father. My lifeline is hidden, somewhere among them." The scene shifted to the protagonist walking out of the house as he did. His father watched him, admiring the change in his son, but unable to completely rid himself of doubt. "He still doesn't fully trust me." The protagonist continued walking, shaking his head. "Well, I've said what I wanted now, I just have to wait." Meanwhile, inside the house, his father called out to someone, "I called you here because I have something to tell you." Seo, Dohan, standing before him, nodded. "Please just say the word." The father turned to the leader of the Heavenly Scale Archives Protection Squad. "Find out if there's anyone with ill intentions ordering Muyong to target the hidden vault." Seo Duhan's expression turned serious. "Understood, sir." The scene faded.